Let's take a look at the courtroom in downtown New York. Donald Trump on trial, civil lawsuit. The issue is real estate market valuations versus tax valuations. Oh, wait a minute. The issue is left-wing judges versus Trump and a left-wing attorney general versus Trump. Joining me here is Trump attorney Alina Habba, who was in the courtroom today. Alina, thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Did the judge already make a decision with respect to the Trump assets and properties? Tell us about that, because he has no right to take away one's life's earnings.
Oh, I think we're seeing all legal excessive bounds being broken at this moment. The judge did do that before we even walked into court. And I want the American people to understand this judge already ordered that the Trump organization, all affiliated companies, even his trust, be dissolved. That was ordered before we walked into that courtroom, before an expert took the stand, before anybody took the stand, and before my clients could even take the stand and defend themselves. So he summarily ordered that. That is something that is breaking news. We will be appealing, and that'll be filed tomorrow.
You're going to file the appeal tomorrow, and the appeal will go up to the State Court of Appeals.
Yes, it'll go to the First Department.
Which might have more to do with the law than this Superior Court judge.
Yes.
Maybe.
I'm not going to.
No, I know. I don't want to get you into trouble. I don't want to send you to Rikers Island. I don't want to send my former boss Trump to Rikers Island.
No, that's not
either.
happening.
But, there are some people who say this idea of seizing businesses and seizing assets and seizing real estate property is a very clear violation of the 14th Amendment.
Right.
Strong legal case there.
Right. And look, you have business people that are watching your show. Your show's amazing. Let's just think about the precedent that this will set in the state of New York. People in New York should be worried. If we're saying that the Attorney General can now leap and dive into private businesses, private enterprises, because they are using a consumer fraud application in a private business, that is a very concerning and very serious issue for businesses in the state of New York. That has never been done before.
Who's the victim here? Not the banks. The banks were paid off.
No.
There's no consumers. I mean, if you own the Trumps own the properties. And by the by, we've covered this on this show. A couple of good New York Sun articles, of all places. The difference between a tax assessment of a property versus a market property valuation is night and day. Why doesn't this judge get that?
Well, I don't know, because another point is the tax assessor who actually on Mar-a-Lago, and everyone knows this judge said Mar-a-Lago, the tax assessed value of Mar-a-Lago at 18 to 20 whatever million is what the value should be. On his statement of financial condition, he put it higher, which frankly it wasn't high enough. Mar-a-Lago is probably worth almost $2 billion. And we have this guy saying that this is the value that should be used. Now, that's what we're appealing tomorrow, of course, along with everything else in there. But even the tax assessor and the department in Palm Beach came out and told the Sun, hey, guys, sorry, the lawyers are right. That was the tax assessed value. That is not market value at all. It's a very basic concept, but, we're
South Florida realtors laughed at that $18 million assessment.
You can't get anything in Palm Beach proper for $18 million. I mean, a shoebox.
No, I understand that. What about this gag order that the judge has imposed? I mean, I hold a peculiar view of First Amendment, Bill of Rights, free speech. A lot of people, I won't say every person, but many people believe this is a socialist state attorney general who ran against Donald Trump. Trump was not on the ballot, but she ran against him anyway. Before this happened, this judge has made disparaging remarks against former President Trump. So now they want to gag the president. I don't want they going to gag you. I don't want to get you in trouble and send you to the pokey.
No, I was also gagged.
Too?
So it wasn't per se
mean?
for me, but I represent the president. A gag order is effectively silencing your rights to free speech. And we did, explain that. But the reality of the situation is the judge here has done and will do what he wants. It's a bench trial, as we know. And under 6312, we were not entitled to a jury. So we are stuck with this and dealing with going to the appellate division every time there's something that we don't agree with. And, we're just going to have to continue to fight like we always do and keep going up the ladder. I mean, it's a very serious precedent. Nobody has done Jack Smith. We haven't seen this. And to do that to a president and sitting candidate who's leading in the polls because of political opponents, minion, frankly, is coming after him is a problem. That's a problem. Again, scary precedent. A lot of things happening in this courtroom in a civil, equitable court decision that shouldn't be happening.
I had the impression, just the last point, that the Trump legal team was cross-examining these accountants,
right,
and the judge didn't want them cross-examined. Now, can you just give us a brief summary of that?
Sure. We've been going back and forth in court about going through every single statement because, number one, we're not supposed to be looking at this many statements because there's something called statute of limitations. His position is, no, we can let it in and it'll go in, and we've objected, as all the press has reported. And we're going to continue to do so. And then he said, no, you have to summarize it. Well, we can't. You have to have your day in court. And this is the problem that we're seeing. They had 3 years, 3 years of investigation, thousands, millions of pages. I've been on this case for multiple years. And then we go to court and we're going to rush? I don't think so. Did
these accountants actually, I was reading in the New York Post this morning. It didn't sound like they were actually making a valuation case. It was a more narrowly defined tax appraisal case. Now, maybe I didn't understand that.
The Attorney General's office?
Well, the Attorney General's office and even the accountants that you were interviewing on the legal team.
Oh, well, the accountants now, let's remember what happens here in real practical life.
They're just accountants.
They're accountants, but what happens? The Attorney General goes and starts investigating them, freaks them out, tells them that we're going to bring SEC violation, whatever it is, and then they freak out and desist. It's what we've seen happen. The DA, the AGs working together in New York. We've seen this happen. Don't forget, this started with Bragg. He didn't bring the case, and then we have this Attorney General. And frankly, the case, in my opinion, is falling apart.
All right, falling apart. Alina, thank you for your time. We appreciate it. You have to go back down there tomorrow?
Yes, sir.
Good luck on that.
Thank you.
Right when you get work. Alina Habba, Mr. Trump's attorney, thank you ever so much.